Hola, crafters! We're back with some more Genshin. I know we did an hour this morning, but we had a few more mini games that management and I came up with that we thought you would enjoy. But first, I kind of logged in and I was healing Chi Chi because apparently, for some reason, she was still not with us. So I went and got her, and I noticed this chest is just vibing. So first order of business is to unvibe the chest. We're gonna start with a nice charge shot to the big boy. If I can swing it. Sweet carrots, I did. Go a little right so my plunge doesn't trigger that wonderful bomb sitting over there. Drop an Oz in, and then we're going to work it this way. And we're going to keep the big boy distracted while Oz hits on the little man. Then we're going to throw out a Goomba for just overall pyro. Hit it with a little Hyzo punch to get rid of that little boy. Just burn the whole area, really, truthfully. Hyzo's ult is ready, so I'm going to use some of this pyro damage to my advantage. And then hit it with a Chi-Chi for 1 cryo effects and 2 team healing. So I could just stand in this heated area. But of course, he went for the big boy swing. Now, he did damage himself because he swung into the barrels that I was avoiding. So that was on you, my boy. Now we're going to get some good melt and some good slappy slaps. Can I have that potato and the bird egg? No? You're going to hit me? Fantastic. Love that for Chi-Chi. Love that for her. Absolute fantastic. So we're going to come in with some pike action. That's not going to be enough. He's in a big swing. But we're going to come back in. Jingling is not going to be discouraged. She's going to get her pike on. And just absolutely slap back. I think management's really going to enjoy the games we came up with today. Even though it's going to hurt her head like always. Because I asked the hard questions here. You're going to tell me an arrow did not break the bomb? Okay, then I'll just shoot the one dude that I want to kill. How about that? Because, like, I can't get an arrow off there. Boom. Right in his face. You're not dead? That was a whole slime bomb in your face, and you just refuse. Now, I'm going to show you guys how to do this chest for those of you who are like, I can't do that chest, Kittycraft. I can't do it. My legs are not 700 feet long, and I was not gifted a wanderer because his banner was horrible. Like, I didn't even get to pull a 5-star off that banner, first of all. My alt account did and got a gene. Management's alt account did and she got a gene.
And I got a Diluc on my main.
And her main was a Diluc. So you can see I did a big old jump. Nothing happened. I couldn't get up on the platform. I did it once just to show you, short of having like the Wanderer or some wind bottle or some Venti trick, you're not getting up there. Alright, so what you do, I want you to come to this big statue across from it, okay? I want you to jump off, but not with a Chi-Chi, okay? Sorry, Chi-Chi, I need somebody who's tall. Pick your tallest person. Like, Fischl, Jingling, they're about the same height, and Hyzo's unfortunately about the same height. So pick your tallest person, jump off, and I want you to fly towards the chest. It takes a little concentration, and we didn't get it. What we're trying to do is get close enough to the chest where on the first attempt, you open it. As it takes 2 runs. The first attempt, you open it. The second attempt, you pick up the stuff. And before you say, that's crazy, that's not going to work, management and I have both done this more than once. So it just sometimes takes more than one pass because you have to come in extremely high. How did I get up here? I've never once gotten up here.
I got flat yesterday. I got it once too.
Hashtag streamer luck coming in clutch, and we were able to land there. So I guess, guys, I take it back. It is possible to get up there. It's just not fun.
Okay, and before you start.
Before I start what?
Up, up, up.
Up, up, up? She wants to see if I have a pull. She's like obsessed with my pulls. So the answer is 155. Over the course of today's stream, I'm going to have to pick up at least 5 primos because we want to do 1 pull. But because we're pulling for Mr. Ayato over here. And I'll tell you the pity. I can't show you the pity, but I can tell you where we're at, crafters. You're going to have to trust me because you guys can't see the screen because it's considered like third party. So management's counting it up for me. That's 5. Can I go to the next page, please? 10.
15.
There's 20.
25. 30. 35. 40. 45. 50. 53.
53 pity, guys. So I'm not expecting.
And you lost to Duluth.
Yeah, I'm not.
So you're guaranteed
Yeah, I'm not expecting Ayato to come home with my one pull today, but I am expecting, to get one step closer to bringing Ayato home. And if you didn't hear what management said, my last pull was a Diluc, so I lost my 50-50. So what that means is that I'm guaranteed, allegedly, to get Ayato. Now, if somebody else pops up, I'm gonna have a kitty cat rage. Because from the beginning, when we looked at all the character cards, this was one of the people I said I wanted. Because I said he's a pretty boy, and I don't care what element he represents. I want him, bro. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and do our minigame next. I haven't told her what minigames I picked, so it's going to be a surprise for her. So we're going to jump into actually our people, because this one is more people-centric. Well, actually, you know what? We'll do the big one first. Alright, so we're going to go with Character Archive. And let's see if the filter will work. I don't know if it will, but let's see if it works. I'm going to have to trust it. Alright, so here's the situation. All of the nations in Tevat have, broken apart. And everybody's kind of drifting as free agents. And their alliance has become their element. So they're only allowed to, spend time, hang out, live with those of the same element. So instead of by city, it's now by element. And by element, there's been a lot of rioting, a lot of anger, a lot of animosity, and the 7 elements have gone to war. So essentially, everybody's sorted by their element, and they can only spend time with their element. And now they've gone to war. And so it's going to be the 7 elements against each other, and we're going to figure out, first step is what 3 of the 7 do we think would be considered the top 3, or the hardest to beat. And then we're going to do, if there was an all-out, everybody rushing at once, what singular element would dominate the battlefield. So hopefully these filters work so that we can kind of see. So far, this one's a good test run because there's very limited characters. So you can see that it pulls up just the 3 dangers. So I'm going to trust that the filtering system for the character archive works. And we're going to start with the smallest party of the Dendro Alliance first. Management, out of 7, where do you think strategically the Dendro, Nahida, Tainari, and Kali are going to fall in an all-out war? First, second, third, seventh?
First out because there's so little.
Alright.
Sadly.
Alright, guys. Management.
What else has 500 people?
Management said due to their small numbers, even if they took Traveler on their side and Al Haytham was in the game, they're still the smallest party. We're not worried about damage. We're strictly worried about where they'd fall. And overall, I think they would just be outnumbered. And seeing as their strongest member is Tainari, and then they have Nahida and then Kali, yeah, I think they're just gonna get wiped. And I'm gonna give Dendro number 7. So they're not top 3. And I think that they would be wiped in the war. Definitely, I would say they're number 7. I went with them. They were the smallest. Geo might have a few less characters. Let's pull them up. That looks about right. I'm not seeing anything missing. I noticed it didn't classify my Traveler as Geo, even though I have a Geo. So I'm personally, my opinion is my Traveler's Geo, so I'm going to add my Traveler to the Geo section. So this team is buffed by 1 that's not on screen, but just know that my Aether is going to be siding with Geo. So we're going to add him in here for 1 more person. I do agree that the Geo has probably less characters than some of the other stacked situations. So we have 1st through 6th available. 7th is taken by Dendro. Here's my opinion. I'm going to place them top 3.
I think
For sure. Because Geo is known for what? It's known for shielding. And they have Noelle, and Noelle is a healer. that heals everyone at once. So my thoughts are they're definitely not going to be tripping. All right, as far as fourth, fifth, sixth. Now the question is, do they get first? Do they get second? Do they get third? And I think we're going to have to come back to Geo.
I don't know.
Because I'm going to say that I'm putting them in top three, but I don't know which place yet. We have to take a look at the other elements. So let's go ahead and switch off of Geo and grab another. In my opinion, this one is one the community says is quote weak. So let's take a look at them. We're gonna pull up the Animos, and so here's the Animo lineup. With all their 4 stars, 5 stars. I can't listen to you grunt in my ear 30 times, so we'll put it on something nice like, well, hi, Hazel has a great voice. We'll leave it on him. It's just a wonder it does like a scream like every few seconds when he does his ball. It's very annoying. So here's our Animo lineup, and
They're in the same party as Geo.
this is gonna be a very unpopular opinion, but I don't think they're gonna make top three. I'm gonna go with management and say this Animo to me as a class is a solid 4, and here's why. They do have G, the Dandelion Knight, that's gonna heal them, so they're not gonna go out 6th, they're not gonna go out 5th, they're not going out right away. But I think unfortunately the thing with Animo is the real
You need reaction.
you need the reactions. And while there's gonna be, you could argue, there's gonna be a jillion reactions on the field, I feel like those jillion reactions are gonna be reacting. And when you go to swirl it, you're gonna be damaging your own party as much as you're damaging everyone else. And even with having two bows that are doing animo from like a distance, most of your people are going to be rushing in, and I just feel like even with having, Kazuha and Jean trying to heal, she's got a bit of a cooldown, and in that cooldown, I feel the cooldown from Jean is what's preventing us from getting further. So I'm going to say Animo 4th place. Alright, we settled something. Nice. Alright. Now we're going to go ahead and pick another filter, and the next one I feel like might have some problems. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to throw them up there. Here's our Hydro lineup. And the reason that I think our Hydros are going to have a problem is because Electros are fighting. And just like the Pyros, like Electros are going to be hurting the Pyros, they're also going to be hurting the water people. It's the reason that I hate Barbara's healing. Because every time she pops off to heal the party's going to be taking damage, which means Kokomi is going to be on jellyfish duty and not being able to focus on fighting. She's going to be focusing on jellyfishing 24/7.
What happened?
So she's going to have to be worrying about taking care of business and jellyfishing. So I feel like you might have some hydros fail or go by the wayside. There's a wild animal outside my house, so if you guys will give me just a few moments, I need to step outside and make sure that it's not a danger to either one of the dogs that live here. So I'm gonna leave you guys on screen with the hydro team. Give me just a minute to go check on the situation. My apologies, crafters. I'm back. The wild animal turned out to be a puppy that escaped from its owners, and daddy or grandpa or whatever the situation is, an older guy is got him and is gonna take him home. So I hope you've enjoyed Nilu's dancing in the downtime. My apologies for having to leave, but all I heard was management went outside with a wild animal, and we didn't know what it was, so I went out there to fight it, and it was just a baby puppy, most adorable puppy ever. All right. I know, newbie noob, but you don't want a brother or sister. You really don't. You barely like having to share things with Buddy. All right, crafters. So where we left off was in a ranking of all elements went to war. We put Dendro 7th, and we decided that Animo would be 4th of the 7. And then we had just pulled up Hydro when we were attacked by the cuteness. So
Oh, I was gonna say top 3.
they have
Bring Electro
well,
in
they have double.
they
So
get Frozen.
So my thought is they have double heals, but I think the problem is when the Cryo fights the Hydro, not even just the Electro. Management brought a good point. Barbara's gonna heal their party, and she's gonna Coke. They're both gonna water us, and then everybody's gonna be wet, and then we're all gonna get frozen. And even though Ayato, Yilon, Candace, they're all gonna try really hard to not get watered. I say that they fight really hard. But guys, I'm giving them 6th.
Whoa! I was gonna give him 3rd.
Management said 3rd, but hear me out on 6th. Before they even hit the battlefield, the first time somebody gets hurt, Barbara goes to heal everybody. Her area of healing gets them all wet because they just got there, and then they get insta frozen by the cryo team. One area from Ganyu, and they're done.
Her jellyfish, does it make you wet?
I didn't see that in the trials.
That's what I'm curious about, because if it doesn't make you wet, they might have a chance to be 3rd.
But I'm saying they all get like insta frozen and taken out because if you apply fire right after somebody's frozen, you get mass melt, and then if you're melting, Electro comes in and just steamrolls you. So like the stronger powers would take advantage of the first time Barbara heals, and just like Dendro, they would be out because the other powers just kind of steamroll them. So in my opinion, we're going 6th. I know it's hard to hear. I love the Hydro team. Can dance, Ayato, Child, the loves of my life. Okay. But I just feel like they're going to get the floor wiped with them. Alright. That is 3 elements seeded. So right now we have 7th place Dendro, 6th place Hydro, and we gave Geo's on hold. What was the other one we said? I think it was 4th place went to Animo. 4th place went to Animo. Like Gene would hang them in there for a while, but eventually they would just get overwhelmed. So let's talk. We got 4 more left.
I'll do Hydro.
Well, I just did Hydro, so we're gonna do Cryo. The other piece, the piece of the puzzle that was freezing the Hydros in the first place, the Cryos. This is a big boy lineup we got here. As far as I know, for straight healing, we only have the Chi-Chi. Layla, Diona are coming in for shields. Layla more a personal shield than a party shield. Diona more on the Geo side of shielding everybody. It's got to be hard on the Kamisato siblings going to war. Alright, here's what I'm thinking. I know this is going to be hard to hear, but I think they place top 3. Okay?
I think 2.
I'm thinking that they're top 3.
I think 2.
And I have a reason for it, but I can't tell you till we get to the last 2 elements. Because my thought is Pyro versus Electro, one of them's going to lose. Meaning there will only be one of them left. And with where everybody's sitting on the board, I just feel like that fight is going to go very quick. Once you get Hydro out of the way, I feel like the next fight that would happen would be Pyro versus Electro. And the reaction that's happening, it might wipe out both sides. But my reasoning for this is I think one of the sides is stronger than the other, and it's gonna hang in there, leaving
I
Pyro, Geo, and Cryo for like the top three.
I think Cryo is second.
I was gonna place Cryo second as well, and here's why. Because say that Electro Pyro go head to head, I'm saying only one of them survives, and I see them being able to survive everything, so that person would be top. And then I think, well, Geo is going to be top three. They're kind of sitting more third, just because with the amount of reactions, we're going to be bursting the shields anyway. So I'm going to go solidly. I'm going to put Cryo second place. I'm going to say Cryo with all of these damage, with the Shinha
I feel like
and
I have to move my whole thing.
Ayaka and Rosaria
I think
and
Anna would be
Ganyu. Hmm. I don't know. So I'm gonna give them second. I'm gonna solidly give. I'm gonna put Cryo second, and that's where we are right now. And then we're gonna filter it, and we're gonna talk about the top two, the two that I think that would go to war. We're gonna start with Electro. Let's get that filter. Now Electro has more than two rows. They've got two rows and one person. And
You already know where I'm at with that one.
management thinks Electro's gonna wipe the board, and I don't disagree because you literally have an Archon. Pyro doesn't have an Archon.
Yeah.
And while I think that it doesn't count for everything, I do think that the teams with the Archons on them are going. It's like any movie cliche. If you're running with this person that you put on a pedestal, whether it's a Archon or a king or a really beloved general, your your people, your element, they're gonna they're gonna see this as like an attack on their Archon, and they're gonna fight even more aggressively than somebody without that.
And like
And the
Raiden has like three people under her
yeah, so
that are like
she's
doing it
she's
for her.
she's bringing the leaders of her army and her familiar, and even those who are not like sworn to her would not disrespect her because of the fear that the shogun provides. And I'm gonna say it right now. I'm putting Electro number one, and I just feel like part of it is because their Archon is stepping into battle with them. Now I'm not saying Zhongli, Nahida, and Venti aren't coming to the battlefront. I'm just saying Venti and Nahida are dying very quickly, and while Zhongli is going to survive a lot, his people's respect for him is nothing compared to the compassion and the like. Just Yae Miko by herself is so sworn to the Shogun that she's gonna be going.
So is Kujo Sara.
I meant like she's her familiar. So even though Kujo Sora is like her sworn general, like familiar is like you can't get much more personal without being like the person themselves. And so, like, between having her familiar and her general that's like would die for her in 1 second, everyone's gonna be going ham sauce. And even those that aren't like completely devoted to the Shogun, they're gonna be showing you what Electro can do. And despite the lack of healing going on,
Well, Kuki can
um,
heal.
I think Kuki would end up. She'd be like the only one on the Electro team I would say that would like die. But her
She's healing everyone else.
my thing is like Shogun gets hit and is about to get hurt, and Kuki just straight sacrifices herself for a quick blitz heal, and then Electro just shows that power, and they're number one. So where does that leave everybody else? My list, to be truthful,
We didn't even do one.
Electro would win. We skipped Pyro, but like, what are you gonna do with Pyro?
Pyro's third.
We already kind of talked. Well, what do we do with Geo then?
He was fourth.
So
And he was fifth.
we'll pull Pyro up on the screen just to show everyone.
He
But
No, they're fourth. Pyro's fourth.
okay. So our final decision: first place Electro, second place Cryo, third place Geo, fourth place Pyro, fifth place goes to Anio, sixth place goes to Hydro, and seventh goes to Dendro. Drop it in the chat, drop it in the comments. What do you think we got right? What do you think we got wrong? What is the ranking in your minds with our current character list? excluding like Alheatham and people we know are coming in the future, what we got to work with right now, what's your take on if all of the elements, like if they disregarded their city and they strictly fought element v element, who would win that fight? Alright. With that said, let's move on to our next mini game. We gotta pick up the pace a little bit. So we're gonna jump out of character archive, and I'm gonna go to just my characters in general. And this one is a fun one that I saw a very small streamer doing, and it's a two-part for each character. Part one is an alternate element. Excuse me, I can't talk. An alternative element to what this character has now that you could see them reshaded as. Like an example, like you'd say, okay, I see Chi-Chi being a good, let's just say Hydro. I don't see that, but like Chi-Chi could be a Hydro, or Chi-Chi any other element except, so like she'd be excluded from picking Prio. What if they like redid her character model with a different element? What element do you think that this character would excel at with their current skill set? So they get to keep their skills, they're just interchanging their element. So they're not changing who they are, if that makes sense, but they're just swapping an element. Okay. That's part one, and then per character, it's changing their weapon. So it's not sword to sword. It's like if Chi-Chi wasn't a sword, what of the 5 weapons would you hand her? Management says Anio Catalyst. Can I get some explanation for the crafters as far as how we got to Chi-Chi being an Animo Catalyst? No. So was there any thought to Animo Catalyst other than that was like...
I can see her doing Anio. I can't see her really doing anything else. I don't see her doing...
Well, I mean, if you look at her idle animation, she gets blown away by the wind all day.
That's what I'm saying.
So it kind of... So she's like Anio Catalyst.
I can see her with a book.
Bonking people with a book. I'm gonna think about it whether I agree with management or not. I don't really see her with a sword. I've always hated that she has a sword, so I don't disagree with Catalyst, because to me, Catalyst is like you're trying not to get hit. And why would my healer be over there with a sword in the first place? Like, if I have a medic in any other game, I'm hiding them somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want them... They're not supposed to be, like, tanking. They're supposed to be hiding in a corner and pretending they're not home. The only other thing I could say would be, wouldn't it be cute if Chi-Chi had a bow?
I can't see her with a bow.
Well, I mean, I'm going off of the fact she's a healer, and I don't really want my healer, like, in the mouth of danger.
Maybe a bow.
Well, I'm thinking about how you use, like, your catalyst. Management runs up to people with Miko, like, in their face.
I'm in their face with Miko.
Yoimiya, no, not Yoimiya. Mio? What? The fire girl. What's her name? Yanfei. She runs up with Yanfei. Whatever.
I stay away. I try to.
Okay, I'm like, Heizo be running up to people and punching them in the mouth. Do you really think the catalyst? I'm gonna disagree. She's gonna say Animo, and she's gonna say catalyst, and I'm gonna say Animo bow. And I just think the general idea is to get her away from people, because as it is now, having to be in their face with a sword is troublesome sometimes. Especially since Tiny Chi-Chi gets yeeted across the map, and with her little legs has to come running back in, because if I'm not hitting, the heals aren't as high. Like, it's still party heals, it's just slow party heals as opposed to, like, quick band-aids. Yeah, okay, what do you describe it when the dude flings me about 70 feet away? And the little Chi-Chi comes with her little Chi-Chi legs, and Naruto runs back in with her little Chi-Chi legs, and does her best to, like, get in there just to be flung again. And all she wants to hit him is, like, 5 times so that the whole team will be healed. And there goes a Chi-Chi again. Like, while we're talking, she's already been thrown again. Okay. That's just one of my characters. We gotta pick it up. We have more to do today. Jingling. She's up next. So we're gonna switch her element. She keeps everybody. She, like, gets to keep the Gooba. But he's not gonna be a Pyro Gooba anymore. And we gotta switch her weapon.
I can see her
Management said hydro.
Hydro
Okay.
bow.
Hydro bow. Where did we get hydro and bow from? I
I
have to
have
know the
no
logic.
idea. That's just what popped into my mind.
Management's just like recolor her blue and throw a bow where her pole arm is. No explanation given, just that's management saying Jingling's now a
That's literally
Hydra
the
bow,
first thing that
bro.
I think of when I like if they're not what they are. Just like the first thing that comes to mind.
Um, I don't want anybody to hate me,
Well, I don't.
but I'm gonna disagree with management. I know management's cute and everything, but
Okay.
management, don't hate me.
What do you
I
think?
don't agree with the element or the weapon.
Whoa.
So I'm gonna do a double disagree.
Wow.
Cryo. First of all, cryo. Because I'm thinking about Goomba, because right now her Goomba spits, and spit in water just feels weird. He's not a Squirtle. So I think that he could do a lot of damage with like a freeze thing, where he spits like ice, and it would be like more of a freeze comp than a burn comp. And I'm trading out her pole arm. Hear me out on this one. And instead of a bow and giving her range, I'm gonna keep her in the mix and just give her a sword. I don't see her Claymore. Claymore is like heavy as heck, bro.
I don't see her
She's like this
either.
cute little like lightweight Jingling.
Little sword.
I'd give her a sword. I think a cryo sword. Because you have to remember, she's also gonna do the spin, so now she's more of like a Kaya than Kaya is, because Kaya is changing.
Okay.
So
See it.
I would pick that. All right. Next up, we got Fischl. Remember, she's got Oz, so you want to think about Oz in this situation. Like you wouldn't want to go Animo, like that would just, or Geo, because that would be look, a Geo bird.
Ooh, that rains rocks on you.
Oh, maybe he spits boulders at you.
Oh, Geo.
Okay, so management says Fischl's
Geo
element is gonna be.
catalyst.
She's gonna say a Geo
I
catalyst.
can't. I actually have to
I'm
delete
gonna
that.
half agree.
Well, you don't
I'm
have.
gonna switch her to catalyst.
Why not Geo?
I'm gonna say instead of Geo, I would love an Oz that shoots fire. So I'm gonna say a
Oh.
pyro catalyst would be my answer for like the new Fischl. So she's going purple to red, and I'm keeping that range because I do think that Fischl. I don't see her with a sword
Uh huh.
in
Well,
its
I'll
face.
say.
She thinks she's a princess. She's not gonna get in its face. The Claymore's too heavy. The pole arm is still in its face. So that leaves Bow or Catalyst, and I think if we have to swap, we're going Catalyst for sure. I just think that a Pyro Oz would be flippin' amazing. It would be very beautiful. Like Diluc has his birdie, and it would be like that birdie, okay, but meaner because Oz is definitely meaner than the eagle, in my opinion.
Oh,
My favorite man, my
you mean
man.
Falcon?
Oh, Falcon.
That's a
I thought it was a.
That's a falcon.
I'm sorry, Falcon. I didn't mean to insert you as.
Eagles are like this
I
big.
didn't mean to call you an eagle. I'm sorry,
That literally looks
Falcon.
like a falcon.
Okay, Heizo, Hazo. I'm just so used to
I
saying
could
Heizo.
see him an electric pole arm.
An electric polearm. That's just your gut feeling here.
If he's not animo.
You're just looking at.
I don't see him as sword, but I see him as a pole arm.
Due to
Just
the
like be in your
Well,
face.
I'm gonna agree that Hazo goes electric, and here's why. Where he lives in like the Archon zone of electricity. So I'm gonna say he goes electric, but I'm gonna say the Shogun's a polearm. She would like smack him if he tried to polearm. She'd be like, "No, stop that." So I'm gonna say he's not gonna go from catalyst to polearm. I'm gonna give him a claymore because I think
Ooh.
his move set is
No, I think that would slow
already
him down too much. He's boom, 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 boom. I
maybe,
think
you know what, maybe a sword.
sword, maybe
I I
sword
I,
or pole arm.
I think a sword would save him. I just think that a polearm would be like too close to Raiden, and I just don't want to see a boy Raiden. So I would say my final answer:
Sword.
electric sword. All right, my man child.
I can see him sword.
So management said, just take away his bow and give him a sword. And then what element? He's Hydro now. What do you think he'd become?
Cryo.
Cryo. So she says Cryo sword. And I'm going to say I agree with the sword because he already converts his bow to a sword. I'm gonna say they just flip it, right?
Yeah.
So he mains sword, but then he R2's bow to keep
Oh,
to
okay.
keep his like kind of his flow, right? And nobody's ever gonna hit R2 ever again because I just gave him the
What if
best
it's a
thing.
sword and he switches it to a pole arm instead of a bow?
I think that would
He
be
puts
weird.
two swords together.
Oh, management says like takes two swords and flips him into a polearm. I think that could work.
That'd be cool.
So that's her final answer: a sword that becomes a polearm, and he fights in the style of Cryo. I'm gonna say a sword that becomes a bow, like slings around and has like a stringless effect, kind of dude. And then I'm gonna say my man doesn't go Cryo. I'm gonna say
Geo?
I'm gonna say my man comes in Geo.
What? He wants to be a Shangli?
I don't think he wants to be Zhongli. I think he wants to stay alive and do damage. And in his mind, hitting with Geo makes
But
sense.
Geo's just mainly shield. Do you think he wants to be shield?
Well, he kind of does shield himself in his fight with a giant water bubble. Actually, you know what? I retract it. I'm gonna go child with the sword to bow, and I'm gonna throw Electro on him because his first element change during his fight is Electro for some reason. So I'm gonna say my boy becomes an Electro sword bowman, and he becomes one of the most powerful sword bowman things ever to live.
Sword
Yoimiya. She
Ooh.
keeps her powers, but she's gonna light her bow with something that's not fire,
They're
and
not
she's gonna light her weapon with something that's not fire, and then she's going to jump in the air and she's gonna hit you with something that's not fire, and you're gonna
But
get
I
effect.
catalyze.
All right, I'll go
But her
first.
whole thing is fireworks.
She gave up the fireworks company, and I'm
Ooh.
gonna say that she would be really hard to pick for.
Maybe Geo.
Where do you get Geo from, though? Like, other than she needs to be shielded because she's a baby. Um,
I just thought Geo.
Management says she's going Geo.
She
Lady
wants
of
to
the
be
Rock.
Ningguang.
She wants to be Ningguang.
Catalyst Geo.
Catalyst Geo. I was gonna go
Because I still
Catalyst
want
too.
long range.
Yeah, so she's gonna stay Catalyst.
But not Geo.
And I just don't see the Geo.
Oh,
I see, like,
I really can't
I
hear.
see Cryo just because
Cryo.
you could freeze arrow tips and make them super hard, apply the freeze, and do extra damage. And that's kind of like the opposite of what she's
Oh,
doing
maybe
now.
Cryo.
So Cryo Catalyst. Yeah, and she could do the
Is there even a cryo catalyst?
I don't know.
Is there?
I'm sure there is. I just
Wait. Is there a cryo catalyst?
I don't know. I don't have one, so I don't know.
No. No.
We might have found a hole in the system. Because as of all the ones I can think of are not catalysts.
Cryo.
You could sort it. It actually does sort correctly. So you just do the left stick, and then no, not that.
On the top.
Yeah, and then it will give you like a sort.
There isn't.
There's not a catalyst that's cryo
Wait,
currently.
are you a catalyst?
Ganyu's a
No,
bow.
is Diana a catalyst? You a
Uh,
catalyst?
I don't know.
Is she?
Unless Diona's a catalyst.
She's a bow.
She's a bow, so no, there's not a cryo catalyst
Oh
currently,
my
and I
god.
think Yoimiya would make a cute cryo catalyst.
Why is there not a cryo catalyst?
Management's gonna be really upset when we have to do Beto.
Oh no.
We're stripping Beto of Electro, and but at the same time we're also getting rid of the Claymore.
Okay, then she has to be polearm.
I would say I agree that she would go Claymore to polearm. She's gonna limber herself up a lot, but keep with the speedy, heavy attacks.
I could see her fire. No,
So-
no, no, no. Water.
So she's get management says she's become the Hydro polearm. I'm gonna go with Cryo polearm, just because she's used in a lot of comps now, and I
She's
just
a Shinha?
well Shinha's not even gonna be Shinha in this example.
I just meant like.
So
her
everybody's
combo
just shifting
water.
around.
So she can literally like, if she
Well-
doesn't like the wave, she could be like, no.
I thought she would want to like in the example of like the video, the no spoilers, but like if something were to come in her ship, she could just stop it from happening.
But I thought the same thing with the water. Can't you just
Well, I mean, we can have different opinions.
I see her water.
Lisa. She can no longer be a catalyst.
I can see her as an Anio bow.
Anio bow. Interesting. So we're still keeping the range with the bow. I agree with the bow, but
I like Anio because she can swirl other people's stuff.
she's so violent. I don't think she would want to swirl. I'm gonna say a Pyro Lisa
So
with
she's
with
a
a
Yoimiya?
bow. Yeah, she becomes the new Yoimiya. But when she does her turret, it will now be like her flower blossom of doom will now be fire instead of, because with Anio it's gonna be like a gene effect, which wouldn't be bad, but they'd have to like step in the circle to be swirled. And I don't know if they would really, a turret that's shooting like little mini tiny tornadoes would really be like the best thing.
We had to skip the
We're
Traveler.
skipping the Traveler, guys, before everybody hates on
I
us.
wish.
The
I wish.
Traveler can already change element,
Okay.
so we're only gonna have to do the Traveler. I would say I would make my Traveler have a polearm and not a sword.
No, I wish. So you could have the Traveler any element. They should be able to do any weapon.
Management says they shouldn't be locked with a weapon. They should have 5 weapons to choose from, and you should be able to go to like a statue of the 7, switch element, switch weapon. So like 5 of the statues should have like a double purpose. Or any statue you can just go up and be like, I don't want the sword anymore, give me something else. I personally think a polearm would be very nice, but I don't disagree that you've already given me the option to choose my element. Why can't I choose my weapon? I think that would be great for the main character. Moving on, that was a fast one. Noelle. Right now, her whole thing is throwing up a shield to protect herself, but you can't pick Geo. So I'm going to say polearm from Claymore, just because I feel like that's a natural transition. Management says sword. I think both would be a natural transition from Claymore. I'm just saying she's going to stay melee. Um, I'm going to personally move her to this is gonna be a hard one. I'm gonna throw up
Dendro.
the fact that she would be the only. I'm gonna say Hydro, because when she applies her shield, I think it would be awesome if it applied Hydro. Like just in the middle of the fight, just apply Hydro to everybody. Management says Dendro, so management said Dendro sword, and my full answer was Hydro polearm. I think very similar ideas, just different ways, and that's okay. We're different people. We can have different views. Tainari.
Catalyst.
So she's moving in bow to catalyst. I totally agree. We both are on the same page as far as range. So we're staying catalyst or staying bow.
Hydro.
All right.
Because he's still in the forest, so maybe he would like water the forest
So he would like protect the forest
with his water.
with the water instead of like the forest itself.
I
I'm
think
gonna
so.
echo that, and I'm gonna say a hydro catalyst would be where Tainari is. 100%, I agree with management. Barbara, could we finally get some utility here?
She would be a bow.
She'd be a bow, right? I agree. Barbara would definitely. She's too sweet to get in there in melee. So she's a bow, and I'm gonna say Animo bow, just because she's trying to support everyone. She's staying a support, so
Yeah, so she swirls.
she's gonna swirl instead of constantly making everybody wet and miserable. Kaya. All right, hear me out.
Claymore.
I want to do a direct swap with these next two. I want to just switch Kaya into Luke. I want to make Kaya a Pyro Claymore, and I want to make Diluc Cryo Sword. And that's my only change.
I would like to see Diluc with a cryo pole.
Management says she agrees with them completely swapping elements, and she likes the idea of a Pyro Kaya with the Claymore. But when it comes to Diluc, she thinks he should get a polearm instead of the sword. But he stays cryo, but he just gets a polearm instead of the sword. So those are our picks there. Gorito.
I could see him doing a sword Dendro.
So she said sword Dendro. So he goes from adding like defense to your party to like adding like actual application. And she said he's a general. He wouldn't use a bow. He would get in the fight. I agree with the sword, but I'm going to disagree with Dendro and say my man is pretty aggressive. And I'm going to say he's pyro. I'm going to say a pyro sword. because he wants to get in there and he wants to like fight,
Is it?
not
Who is
necessarily
Pyro?
like hang out at the
Oh,
edges.
Benny.
Yeah, Benny's a pyro sword. Benny, the boy you've forgotten about. That
Yeah,
Benny.
I forgot about a lot.
All right, Collie. I'm
I
calling
still think
Catalyst. I'm saying she's.
Hydro again.
Management says she's a hydro
Oh, so
catalyst.
she's the
She's
same.
the new Barbara. I'm gonna say she's a catalyst for sure, but I'm gonna say that I could see little Collie
Animal?
going animo just because she's trying not to hurt anything, and I think she would still like really want to support, and the best way to support would be like on the sidelines over there, swirling things over there, away from everyone. If I were to redesign Baby Sucrose,
Bow.
I would literally just switch her to Collie and make her a Dendrobo.
It would work out.
It would work out. So we're just swapping Sucrose and Collie's powers and elements.
Farazan.
Madame Farazan, you forget she's a lady,
She
dude.
looks hydro to. Oh no, cryo. She looks like she would do cryo.
I agree. We should go from Animo to Cryo, and then I think she just should be Catalyst. Yep, Cryo Catalyst.
Sayu, I would say a sword electro.
So we're taking off some weight here, and I'm gonna agree with Sword. I'm gonna say Sayu definitely goes from Claymore to Sword. She's just too little to be swinging that dang Claymore.
Yeah.
So let's give her a sword, make it more Sayu sized. And then she says she's gonna hit it with Cryo. I'm thinking Dendro. Because she could roll in and speed apply the Dendro with her
Oh,
little
yeah, she even has a leaf.
with,
Okay.
with
Dendro.
her little baby. And she could just Dendro it up. Layla. Currently Cryo Sword. I'm gonna make this one easy. Easy peasy.
Hydro bow.
She said Hydro Bow. I'd say Pyro. Pyro Polearm.
Eh.
Like she's like the new Toma. She's taking Toma's spot. He's a shielder. She's a
Oh,
shielder.
then he's gonna be the new Layla.
Yeah, I think they should just straight swap. She becomes a Pyro Polearm, and he becomes a Cryo Sword. And then they're right where they are anyway. Next up, we got Amber.
She has to be Anio Catalyst.
Management says she sees her Anio Catalyst. I'm gonna say she's definitely Catalyst, but I think we would get more utility
Hydro?
out of a Hydro Catalyst with Amber because Amber is like not Amber. People
Amber's not Amber.
people are gonna see her. She's gonna be annoying, and I think the blue would be really nice on her outfit instead. And then she could throw like an explosive water bunny. Okay, it would be cute. Chung Yoon.
Hydro.
I'm gonna say Hydro Sword. I'm done. 2 seconds. I'm gonna say Hydro Sword.
I
One.
would say Hydro Polar.
I'm like okay. So she agrees with Hydro. She just wants a polearm instead of sword. I think management really likes polearms. I prefer swords. I wish polearms weren't in the game. I'm not.
Claymores weren't.
Yeah, claymores are pretty annoying. That's why I'm getting rid of them. Dory, I'm gonna say instead of Electro, I'm gonna make my girl Pyro, and instead of Claymore, I'm gonna give her a polearm just for management.
I would say
Pyro polearm.
Pyro Bow.
She's a Pyro Bow. Interesting. I just think we don't like Dory very much. Lastly, Good Boy Razor. I'm gonna keep him Sword.
Cryo.
I'm gonna say
Like the boss. He's a cryo wolf.
yeah. I think he would just be a Cryo Wolf. So he'd be a Cryo Wolf puppy.
Polar.
And she said again, I'm going sword, she's going polearm, but we agree that he would mirror like the wolf that's actually in game instead of being like electricity for
I
some
don't know why he's electric.
reason. I don't know why he's
Like, who taught him electric? Who?
the cryo wolf in the forest was like you can't be me.
But dude, if he was like,
Hello? Like somebody's car alarms just went off, crafters.
someone touched someone's car.
Okay, so those conclude our mini games. I'm gonna go ahead and run over to Mondstadt and go play some wind trace for you guys, and then that's gonna conclude the stream for now. I hope you guys are enjoying these mini games. I have a bunch more of them planned, so hopefully you are enjoying the mini games as far as a part of the channel, just to break up the content and give Genshin, a place to always be on the channel and part of the variety. The variety that we like to see. We've done some other streams today, so if you haven't checked them out already, please feel free to check them out. There's plenty of VODs on the Twitch channel, and if you're not familiar with a Twitch, well, there's also a YouTube. So there's lots of content. If you like the kittycraft style, there's plenty of kittycraft stylings to go around. Where did I go? I need to go right. Sorry guys, I'm lost no matter what day it is. Without the management to guide me, I don't know what day it is, time it is, or what direction I'm going. Luckily, there's a navigate too in this game. Alright, let's go ahead and play some Wind Trace. I'm not going to talk during Wind Trace. I'm going to let you enjoy the gameplay. So, if you don't enjoy the sound of my voice, please enjoy the sounds and sights of hide and seek, Genshin style. sweet crafters. Only 3 games of Wind Trace to get maxed out again. I hope you guys are enjoying this event. I just wanted you guys to enjoy like the sights and sounds. I didn't mean to click this dude again. I'm gonna show you guys how to claim if you guys don't know. Go to your will. Go to the compass looking dude. The top one will be the Wind Trace event. You'll want to select it. Click triangle to go to your rewards page. And then you'll just pick everything that applies to you. Can't hate money, bro. Just saying. And the hero wits are nice. I mean, it's only 2 per swap, but I'll take them. All right, for my next great act,
See this barrel right under me? What?
I think the Wanderer is trying to show where management is located to the Hunter in her game.
What are you?
For my next great act, I'm gonna go over to the cattail bar, and I don't know what he's doing. Like literally, he climbed up the wall next to management, and I don't really know what happened there.
Oh, Raiden claimed a favor and survived.
All right, so we're gonna go over to the cattail bar on my game and
Oh yeah, you're not.
see if my next guest is
They
available.
should be, because mine was.
Because I would love to get that sweet. I think it's like 675 for battle pass for just simply playing a quick game of cards. So we're going from one event to another. This is the card game I'm going to show you guys. And after this, I do have one last mini game to end us off, but this is just a day of games. If you wanted to see content, we had an hour stream earlier this morning that was Genshin content. It's not like this isn't Genshin, it's just different Genshin. Okay, so, ooh, Chef Mao's here. Thank you from saving me from Sino, Chef Mao. Management fought you the other day, and you were not terrible. So,
Did you check this stuff yet?
also, so guys, when you get to this menu and you're talking to them, right? You can see what they're gonna offer you. If you just click the left directional, okay, it's gonna show you what they've got. He's got 2 big boy hurly turlies. That's it. That's all you gotta be. Whereas somebody else might have actual character cards. You can check their deck before deciding whether you wanna fight. And I'm like, yes, man. I absolutely Sucrose, Diluc, and Fischl are gonna show you guys how to take down the super hurly churlies. If you heard the oh no, everything's fine, guys. Management's just having to play Hunter. She dislikes Hunter and Wind Trace, just like how I had to play around a Hunter. It was absolute trash. She's not any better. I don't read my cards most of the time, except if it's like a. I really wanted the Claymore card, but Cool Beans will take my deck, and we're gonna start with my Diluc. So I'm gonna push him forward. Both his characters only have 8 HP instead of 10, so a little bit more swift fight. Next, you go to the rolls. All I can say is you want to pair the element with an element you got in party. For me, I got Diluc out, so I'm looking for Pyro or Mystery. So I'm going to reroll everything but the 1 Pyro dice and hope for a win here. Looks like I got enough to do Diluc's attack. That's all I wanted. He's doing some skills. Now it's in the action phase, handing it over to me. And I'm going to choose to just go for a slap. Let's do it. Let's slap his dude. Boom, 3 damage. He's down to 5 health. Now it's his turn. Bring it, boy. 3 damage to me, but I got 10 health instead of 8. So, yeah. If you run out of, like, skill tokens that you can perform, all you gotta do, come down to your hand, look through your stuff, decide which cards you don't like, and use a double triangle to kind of just convert the dice into what you wanted in the first place. So double triangle, and then I can use another big attack from Diluc and take this guy down to 2 health. And then it's going to give it to him. He's going to switch to protect his card, which was actually smart. And with 2 dice left, that's not really enough dice to do anything, so I'm going to go ahead and call it and say, I'm going to start first. He's going to get another turn. He's going to take another slap on my Diluc, but I'm really not worried about him even taking out one of my cards. I still got 2 cards at 10, whereas he's at 10 total. It's at the end of the round or at the beginning, it hands you some new cards, so don't worry about burning your cards or changing out elements. You'll go back to the roll phase, because the roll phase happens every time. I'm going to go for a Diluc here, but I'm going to keep my Animo, because I usually switch to Sucrose. So anything that's not Pyro, Animo, or Special, I'm going to get out. try to get a better roll, and then we're going to go to the action phase. My Diluc's hurt, but he's still going to be here for a minute, so we're going to lead with him doing his attack. And I'm absolutely going to try to do as much damage as I can with my Diluc. There's 3. That's a solid hit, guys. He's going to hit back. My Diluc only has 2 health left, and I don't have healing cards. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to get at least one more attack off. And I don't really like, I don't like this one, so I'll just tune just 1 dice this time instead of 2. And I'm going to go for one last attack from Diluc. And I'm just going to take him down to a total of, he's only got 5, and in my opinion, 5 health on the board. He switched to put his weaker card out. And I'm actually going to do something cheeky and end my turn here. I'm going to say I'm calling my turn. He can do what he needs to do. If he wants to take my Diluc out, which he does, that's smart. I now have 2 cards at 10. And I'm going to put my Sucrose up next. Just my opinion, my order. He's got a total of 5 health over there. I have 20 health, so this is going to be a long game. He's ended. I get my cards. We're going round 3. I attack first. That's what you get for ending early. Now I need to keep in mind we're not rolling for Pyro. My Diluc is gone. We're rolling for Animal. So keep any special cards and any animal. It's a little hard for you guys that have trouble seeing. Like the green one has kind of like a plant apple on it, whereas the animal is kind of slightly lighter. But if you can't tell the difference between the colors, look for like a bird. I have a little bit of a hard time seeing the difference between, I don't know why they look so similar on the dice, but this has a bird on it and the other one has like an apple, so that's how I tell anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and do some tuning so I can actually do a big attack instead of a baby attack. And yeah, we don't need the cryo dice. We don't need a geo dice. So now she can do a big boy attack. And we're going to go ahead and use the skill. And because they're already skilled up, it's going to damage both of the cards. Because she's an aerial effect. So she did 3 to the first card, removing it. And she did 1 to the second card. So that he has 1 card left with 2 health. He does a massive attack, which half healths my Sucrose. But in no means is he going to win this, at all. Playing kind of aggressive, I like it. Gonna go in here, expand my hand. If I can keep it open, I'm gonna go ahead and just do a single element tune. Because that's all I needed, because I just needed 1 attack. Oh, 1 attack's not gonna do it. Okay, we'll tune again. Hang on. Now I should be able to do my big boy attack. I thought I could do it with 1, but I need the extra oomph. So we'll give it the extra oomph, and boom, just like that, Chef Mao's defeated. We get to win the game. We only lost 1 card. Bango bango. And that, I believe, was player level 3 as well. So, management says there's an Ascension quest that you have to do. Is it a card game or? It's a card game. Do I talk to the cat?
Yeah, the cat prince.
Okay, I gotta talk to the cat.
A couple hilly churls, and then he brought out a big boy and a Sammy churl.
Okay.
So he has some out, and it's 2 phases.
Okay, so we gotta talk to Prince either way.
Not that bad.
You talk to the cat after he says meow, which apparently is a whole sentence.
Yep.
And then I'm like, hey dude, I'd actually like to go up a player level. We'll go ahead and run this as I consider it part of the next steps. So we can pull up his lineup and you can see
Those 3, and then those are his backup.
why my boy got a whole Abyss style challenge over here. Yeah, I'm good with my cards. Let's go. I'm gonna take the same cards and run this challenge. Management said it was relatively easy. She did it.
One person died.
She said she lost 1 card, but she was able to do it. So I'm going to assume if she lost a card, I can do this with losing 1 card or less. Let's get it. I just want to ascend and get those rewards. I just take the cards usually. Not going to read them. This time I think I'm going to start with my Sucrose, though. I see Salmon Churls, and I feel like I could do some Sucrose. Let's pull her up. Not to mention Diluc does hit hard, and I think I want to save him for round 2. So let's go ahead and get some Sucrose power up in here. This is the first time it's given me a roll where it gave me absolutely nothing.
Wow.
I need an animal dice, and management even said, what is this? So we're going to refund 8 dice. And give me a fresh roll. So that was some Crab Rangoon. And it gave me 2 this time. Okay, I accept. At least you gave me some dice of the element I requested. Just a quick check through my stoof. There's nothing that's like. Actually, I'm gonna play this card. Oh, can't use that right now. Okay, I guess you have to have a character or something to use that. So I'm gonna do 1 elemental tuning to give myself a big boy attack, and then I'm gonna hit it up and get rid of Hilly Churl number 1. Alright, so we got a Hilly Chiller Archer. I don't know why I can't talk. He's pulled one of his reserve cards because he's Spice. And now I need to do something with what I'm gifted. So I'm going to go for 3 elemental tunes in a row. Leave the last card. And I'm just going to go for another big attack. And almost take out that card. Nice. Take it down to 1 health. Cool. Opponent's turn. Now my turn. I'm going to go ahead and end because I just don't have the dice for this. I will start first. That's incredible. Management's checking people's lineups. I took 1 damage. Okay. So there's a status effect on the board. I gotta be mindful of that. But my Sucrose is ready. Ready and willing to perform. I attack first. Let's do this. We got this. Anybody flashing back to Yu-Gi-Oh? Definitely me. Nice. I got a Sucrose run plus an extra. Let's just remove these. Yeah, I'll throw the Pyro away for right now. If I need a Pyro, I can tune. Because I'm going to do a Sucrose big boy attack. She's charged. Let's do it, guys. Hopefully this will be the one time I can use my ult and it will like... No, and it will do something, was the second part of my statement. Well, normally I'd say that's trash, but we're going to take...
also put that thing on the thing, too.
The thing on the thing. Oh, so I get the butterfly.
And I think it does it ever so often at the end of your turn or something. It does another blast at them.
And what I'm looking at is, well, it doesn't going to kill the card. It's going to damage every single card. So let's do it. Boom, boom, boom. And now I took 1 more point of damage, which is really not concerning if you want to do 1 at a time. I'm not going to convert anymore, I don't think. Well, I got 3 cards. Let's just do it. Let's tune her up at least to be able to do a regular attack. Now let's just do it, dude. Let's get this card off of here because he was charged, and I don't like the idea of a charged card sitting on the table. Okay, he's brought out his last card. Okay, he's got his last card on the table though, is my point. I'm not gonna go for it with the 2 dice. I'm just gonna close out so I can start first. I'm gonna let him do whatever he's gonna do to me. Ooh, hurt all my cards. Very toxic play. It just booped it, and he healed, but I did do damage to him, which I don't think was fair. But, I mean, that's a personal opinion. It's just like in the middle of a boss fight when they heal and I get like, that ain't fair. It's just a thing. So we're going to continue with the vibe of Animo. I'm going to keep a Pyro for backup just because Diluc will be what we swap to next. And then I'm going to take the rest. Well, unless it helps me out. I don't know why sometimes it decides when to switch. Alright, let's tune 1. I need to tune 2. Okay, tune 2. Okay. And now I can go ahead and do a pretty big attack to the big boy himself. Drop him to 5 health. And go ahead. Yeah, it did break his shield when I did my last attack. I think it did like... I'm assuming it's an end of turn effect. I'm gonna be a little cheeky and switch to Diluc just to protect her because she's fully charged. So I might go back and use her her attack later. Also, if she had taken that, I would have half helped her, but because Diluc took it for her, there's that. And then I'm gonna go ahead elemental tune 1 time and let Diluc rain down the fire of the heavens on this character. So the big boy is getting pyroed now, bringing him down to 2 health. I'm guessing Prince will switch. But yeah, I knew he was going to switch. He's going to protect his big dude. That leaves me 1 die, so I'm going to have to close because there's nothing more I'm going to do to that. So I'm going to close my turn. It auto booped it last time. Diluc taking another attack and then switching again. And my butterfly just sits there and does nothing. Okay, so my butterfly did use one of its charges and removed one of his smaller cards from the table. I got 2 cards. This round I'm starting. Diluc is at 5, Sucrose is at 6, Fischl's at 9, but I'm still feeling positive that even with this damage, protecting Sucrose while fully charged is still the move. So we're going to try to reroll everything that isn't Pyro to give Diluc at least chance to hit the big boy 1 time. Because I'll be allowed to go first. That was my other thought of ending when I did. We're going to hit the big guy and take him out. So we're taking his big damage guy off the table and leaving him with a Hurley Troll. And I'm hoping the butterfly takes him out. So I take 1 point of damage. Management says to close. We're going to trust her. We're going to close. We're going to let the butterfly do its thing. Please don't. Well, he's fully charged now, so he might take out my Diluc. Nope, because the butterfly came in clutch. Management was right. We win the Ascension battle, allowing us to get 60 primos, I believe. I gotta. Well, I'm staying in front of the cat, so this should be pretty easy. Prince. I'm sorry, Prince. I'm not trying to insult him. Cat to cat here. I'm just saying, you're the cat dude. You're the cat dude. I mean, like, exactly. That's all he says is meow, and I'm supposed to interpret it from between one sentence. Like the sentence that he said before was short, and then all he says is meow, and I'm supposed to say, "How wonderful! Congratulations on completing the Ascension Challenge. You're now an advanced player." And I'm like, "Cool." And then he just meows again and says it only takes 1 challenge to become an advanced player. Well, since most people play the game for fun, they don't take it too seriously. And then it continues. In other words, there's only a few people who are serious about the game, but even if it's just for fun, it's worth some serious dedication too. And then he meows again for, yes, now that's my recognition. You can also challenge the game set. You can also challenge the games set up by other guys in the tavern whom they sure enjoy your company. Meow. You heard it right. Of course, they, just like me, are cats in this tavern, but they are not to be underestimated. Meow, should the time come, Shiun can hold cards for them. All right. To honor the tradition, there's one more thing I've got to say. Prince is really talking. He says, may the fun be with you in the world of genius and vocation, TCG. Thank you, Prince. But, like, can I talk to you and get my rewards, please? Just to be clear, I would like my rewards for my leveling up, because I need them. You just ask about your player level, and then you ask for level rewards. And then you claim said level rewards. 60 Primo Gems, one leeway. Well, I didn't have it. I needed the Primos, and that cat just gave me my Primos. So I'm excuse myself for now, Prince. And we're going to go outside and get some fresh air. And when management's done with her round of her game, she will do our pool for us. In the meantime, we're going to end with the pool. I want to end on a pool. Okay. Whether it's a good pool or a bad pool, we're going to end this stream with a pool. First, I do have one last mini game for us to play. Management's in the middle of a card game, so it's a perfect time to pop a mini game. And this mini game, in my opinion, is pretty fun. Of course, as soon as I say that, management just magically finished her game. I thought it was going to take her a lot longer. She's trying to play on her free-to-play account to try to level up her card game because you get a lot of rewards. Excuse me, need to go this way. Yep, trying to go this way. So, the whole reason I did that had nothing to do with Primos. And everything to do with the 600-something points for Battle Pass. Because it's a new week. And yep, it's 675 points. Look at this. It's Battle Pass 38. You ready? There he is. And that gives me 280 for tomorrow. And we're gonna claim
That
our
is
sweet
48.
48 Mystic
And
Enhancement
you just
ores,
you need to go put those
which
all on Chi sword.
management's like Chi Chi right
Chi
now.
sword.
No, no holds barred. We already know
Nope.
where we're going. Hi, Miss Chi Chi. I'm finally going to get your sword leveled up. I'm sorry it took so long. No, not you. Your sword, ma'am.
Oh,
I know I'm excited with my books, but it's really gonna take all that. Like, I need all that just to go one level.
it's only gonna take 20 of them.
Just saying.
Oh,
More XP than required. I'm like, I don't care. Just get it done.
and you could literally just buy those or make those. You might be able to make those.
I need 3 green sticks. Okay, I'm gonna have to go see if I can do 3 green sticks real fast. Then management wants to do my pull because she has no sense of like
Do you need
anything.
me to talk to her?
No,
Oh,
um, no, I don't wanna. Can I leave? Thank you. I had nothing to say to you, bruh. I actually wanted to come over here and talk to this bench by myself alone, without Marjorie, Majorie.
three green
3 green sticks. Okay, green sticks.
Ooh,
I can't make green
no.
sticks. Okay, well,
No, you can buy them.
I don't want to buy them. I,
It'll be
I,
okay.
it's gonna be.
You're gonna buy them.
Okay, where do I go?
Go to it.
Go to what?
The sword.
Go to the sword.
Go to the sword.
Okay, she's gonna show you how to buy stuff, guys. I don't know how to buy
You
stuff.
have way more than enough.
I'm gonna enhance.
And then go over to the right, stick it.
You wanted me to use the
Start.
exchange,
Yes.
but like,
Look, it costs like you look.
but
Inventory is
isn't this
50.
the one for a character?
No, it's not.
Oh, so I
It's
don't even have.
14.
Oh, I don't even have enough money for a character. I only have 16.
Yeah. So that's
That. Why did you spend some of my super glitter?
that was a long time ago. You've been saving it for a while. You said you needed 3.
Yep.
Well, I'm saying everything in this
Give
thing.
me the dead
Literally,
lightning
if you
wrenches.
need any of these, just save 750, because that will get you the 10 wishes. But literally, if you need any of that stuff,
Oh.
like buy it before the end of the month.
Oh. Do you like lose it?
Yeah, it refreshes.
Oh.
So,
Okay.
whoa,
Wait,
whoa,
wait, lady.
whoa.
Ma'am,
Whoa
stop
there.
stop putting away your sword, Chuchi. Chuchi.
Chuchi.
Alright, there we go. We're
Okay,
getting
might
somewhere.
Oh, you
Can
already
I
got
can I
any?
get more levels?
Oh,
We
really?
we got to 47, guys.
No more? You
That's
don't have any more?
no, that's literally
But it went from like, what?
alright. That's something. Thank you, Battle Pass. And then I've got another
Oh,
little primo
wait,
gem thing.
do you have an achievement?
And
You don't have
then
an achievement?
I don't have an achievement, no. And then I've got my answer is I have 216 primos.
Woo!
Management's like, that's a wish. That's all she could hear. Like, she doesn't care that I want to do a mini game first. She's like, no, you get to do this wish. She's like, because what if the wish is blue? Then, like, the wish is terrible. Alright, give my man a good, strong purple pool. Purple pool. Purple pool.
Aw,
And I got, well, no,
trash.
not trash, because Chi-Chi's sword
Oh,
needs,
full steal.
that's disrespectful. Okay, so we're gonna have to go and,
I'm gonna probably do diddly squat for it.
okay, let's
Oh my
let's
god.
add it.
1800.
I don't care. I'll take it. It buffs it a little bit. Please don't mind the recycle coming in hot with the
Dang.
pickup. Yep.
Okay. Already know what we're doing.
Management, where are you going? I don't want to make any more ores right now. I need my iron. I'm trying to save up for another claymore.
What?
Yes, I would like
You're
to continue.
saving for a
I want to
claymore?
continue. I have to continue to refine the sword for Noel. All right. So I thought that I would try to save some of my iron, but management wants me to try to at least do some of this. Alright, I'll do one round. But that's it. I'm not doing any more. I'm down to 16 pieces of ore, and I don't know why management wanted me to do that, but we're going to let that run through, and I'm going to jump into the character archive. We're going to play a very fast minigame. This minigame is very simple. It's not like the other minigames we played. I saw it on Facebook, and all it is you go through all the characters, and You say if this person was in real life, like they don't have to have powers or a weapon or be a fighter, but just personality wise, if this person was in real life, would you be friends? Would you be acquaintances, friends, lovers, or enemies? Like how would this person relate to you? Wander, we definitely be enemies because my boy is just, he's a hater. He's a very negative person and he's very aggressive. And I just feel like me being kind of a shy, quiet introvert would clash with him. Madame Farazan is a very highly intellectual person, and while I'm smart, I don't think my IQ is anywhere near her, so I'd say we'd at least be acquaintances, but I don't think she would want to hang out with me. It wouldn't be a me not wanting to hang out with her thing. Layla's an exhausted university student, something I can definitely relate to. So I'd say we'd definitely be acquaintances. We'd get to know each other. I just can't see her as like a friend or a best friend or something romantic. Nahida is extremely smart, being the god of wisdom, and I think we'd definitely be acquaintances. It would be somebody I would want to know just because that kind of knowledge, it could kind of help you, dude, you know? And being that smart, there's a lot of answers, and maybe she could tutor me in something, give me some help. Next up, we got Nilo the dancer. And I feel like we would just be nothing. We would not go in the same circles. So I wouldn't even get to know her because she's off doing like this very physical dance thing. And it just wouldn't have any relation to me whatsoever. Alright, so we're just going through. I gotta get management up to speed. She missed the entire first row. It's basically if this person was in real life, like what would your relationship be to them, if any? And so far I said Wanderer and I would be enemies. Barzon is too smart for me, and I just feel like we wouldn't really like.
She could be my teacher.
Maybe a teacher, maybe. Acquaintances teacher. I said Layla's an exhausted university student, so we probably wouldn't be friends, but we'd be acquaintances because we'd run the same circuit. Nahida, I said she could definitely teach me something. And Nilo, I said she's a dancer. She's doing the physical thing, so like, I don't really think we would relate.
My bodyguard.
Sino, like as just a regular person, because like they don't have their weapons or fighting or element or anything. They're just like a
Oh, I'd
person.
definitely be her friend.
Like personality wise, I don't think he'd want to be friends with me because he's like really angry. Just like personality based. Like he's not like he's a good protector, but like angry. And I just think I would avoid him because he's misunderstood, and I've just had my fill of misunderstood people in my life. I can dance. I think we'd definitely be friends. She's very
She would be my
overprotective
homegirl.
about the people that they care about, and I think actually Candace would probably be BFFs because we're both very compassionate about people we care about. Dory is a great saleswoman, and I think she could sell me anything, and we might have a business relationship. Just because I sell stuff, she sells stuff. Mora moves, dude. Money moves, dude. So
The more, the better.
yeah, the more the better. So I think Dory and I would have a business relationship going on. Tiki,
Oh, the more, the mora.
I definitely try to be friends with Tiggy.
Oh yeah.
I think he would be a really good confidant, and I think we could be super close friends. Collie, again, very sweet, very innocent, very shy, but I think she would be my friend because I'm not very aggressive. I'm like an introvert, and I think she would feel safe hanging with me, talking to me, especially if I'm hanging out with Tiggy. I think she'd be cool with hanging out with me as long as I don't try to hug her or anything because she's not a hugger. I think we'd be good. Hazo, definitely. I'd be trying to date the Hazo. I'd be trying to get down with romance with my boy Hazo. Management would just be there. Um,
I wouldn't mind like, yeah, he's cute.
then we got
Hi,
Kooky.
mommy. Well, like baby mommy. I
I think I'd try to be friends with her, but I think Kooky would like reject me because she rejects everyone. Like she doesn't want to be friends with nobody. So I think that's what I'd try, but she wouldn't want to. Elan, she looks like a popular girl,
She's
and
too much for me.
I just she's too much flavor for the cat. I'm not into that. Romantically, friendship wise, just no. I see Ayato as being that cool guy in school where he would be nice to me, but it he'd say hi to me in the halls and everybody would stare because they don't know why like the geek is like friends with the Ayato. But like I'm not his friend, but he would definitely he's very respectful. I don't think he would ignore me. We just wouldn't have like an actual relationship.
I would be her stray
Um
maiden.
Mika would scare me in real life. So I think she just had too dominant of a personality for me, like in real life as a person, that I would just kind of she'd be there. I would acknowledge she exists, but I don't think I would pursue that. Shinha, very beautiful, out of my league. I try to be friends with her, but I think she's in her own world. Yoon Jin
No.
is an opera lady, and I think we'd have no relationship just because she's a music lady, and I just our interests don't align. Ito would definitely be my gaming best friend. I could
Oh
see
god.
Ito gaming, and he'd be more ragey at me when he loses. But I think we could have some fun on Call of Duty. Maybe have to play some Minecraft once in a while to lighten the mood. Because Ito would definitely be down to game, but I think he would need like palate cleansers in between games to kind of not break every TV we own. Goro's the goodest boy, so I feel like definitely friends with Goro.
BFF.
Maybe not best friends, but definitely really good friends, confidant, all that good stuff. Toma's that dude that comes to the party that lights it up with food, and I feel like
I would be his wife.
I'd have his number. All
I
right,
would be his wife.
definitely have his number. Management's all trying to marry him, but I'd have his number, and
Okay.
he'd definitely be the picnic daddy. All right.
Oh no, he can make me homemade sushi every day, man. Breakfast,
Um,
lunch, dinner.
we got Kokomi. I think she's just too Disney princess for me. Raiden scares me, so I think if it was Raiden Shogun, it would be a no. But if it was A, I think A and I would get along. Very similar personalities, and I think she would want to experience the world with me. Like, not like romantically, but like maybe just friends. Kujo Sara, you scare me. No, thank you. Yoimiya, definitely at every party. I don't know if we'd be best friends, but definitely a friend. Sayu, she's a hugger, so I feel like we wouldn't really get along. But she'd be friends with me. I would just be like not wanting her to hug me 24/7. I don't like hugs, guys. If anyone's wondering. Ayaka,
Why?
definitely like her brother. I think she would acknowledge me, but I think she'd be too shy to like make it public. But I think one on one we could definitely vibe. Um, Kazuha, I don't think I'd be friends with him. He's really cool, but he's like just too popular. Like everybody's gonna want to hang out with Kazuha. Eula, again, I see her as like a cheerleader, and
Sidebar.
I don't really want to hang out with a cheerleader. So Yanfei, very smart. I'm definitely gonna need a lawyer at some point in my life. People hit our car like all the time, so having a lawyer BFF definitely high on my to-do list. So definitely acquaintances, if nothing else. Rosaria, I'm gonna stay away from her because I've had too many I write sins, not tragedies, women in my life. So thank you, but no thank you. You're dangerous. I don't even need you as a friend. That's gonna be crazy.
I'll be her friend.
Hu Tao, because I'm gonna die eventually. I'm gonna be friends with you. Try to get that discount. Like, can you put two in one? Like, can we get a 2 for 1 here? 2 for 1 special, maybe. Um, Zhao, I think he's too angsty for me. Emo boy all the way. I think we might share playlists, but like, I don't know if we'd be friends. Ganyu, sweetheart, sweetie pie.
I'll be
I
friends.
definitely friends, maybe even besties, because she's just a vibe. Albedo is too smart,
I would want to
so
learn from him.
he'd be helping me with the science homework because my boys got me, but I don't think he'd do more than tutor me.
Yeah.
Zhongli, definitely
My daddy.
give him the wave, but he's too cool for school, and I think he'd be in the group chat, but I don't think I'd have like a personal relationship with him.
I would try.
Jan, you're like a rock star, and out of
Maybe
this
good
world.
vibes though.
Good vibes, but
Maybe gaming thing too, like Ito.
I kind of just see her doing her career and taking off and becoming a
I don't know. I don't
celebrity.
know anything about
Well, I
her.
mean, I know she's a rocker, so I think she'd be a rock star, and people would be chasing her, and I wouldn't have time. She wouldn't have time for me. Child's like the misunderstood guy. I'd stay away from him again, just danger vibes, because like I've one too many times I've given the black sheep a try in my life, and it's burned me, bro. So no thanks. Diona, I'm not allowed to drink anymore due to cat issues, cat tolerance issues. So I think being friends with a bartender would definitely be red flags for management. So probably a pass. Sweet little Klee, definitely like with parents' consent would hang out with, because she's definitely a child. And I'm not trying to get canceled. I'm just saying like her family and my family, we could definitely like vibe. All right, but like parents are there. Nobody. Klee and I are not going anywhere by ourselves. It's the real world, guys. We gotta be clear. That's not my vibe. Venti, honestly, he's too much musical for me. I don't think we'd have a lot in common. Catching, I think she would be a major co-host on the channel. I think she'd definitely game with me. She's already got the uwu ears. All right. She's got the uwu grammar girl ears already, and I think her personality. I think she'd definitely be down to like co-host and just vibe and chat and talk about her feelings. Mona, stay the heck away from me. I don't need another gold digger.
No.
I already got a management. I don't need a second waifu asking me for money. So no thank you. My wallet's already broke. And if your wallet's broke too, two broke girls, it makes a funny TV show, but doesn't really work in practice. Management's eating my cookies. Chi Chi definitely best friends. Um, she might be misunderstood, but she needs a hug. I would hug her. I'm not a hugger, but I would hug her. So Luke, you own a wine company. For similar reasons, I can't be friends with Diana. Can't really be friends with you. Even though I might go see you from time to time because you got a cool bird. Jean, you're too authoritarian for me,
Life her up.
and I don't like being told what to do. So,
But then she's like, she tells
um,
you what to do, and she's like, oh my gosh, was that too hard?
I think we would be friends only because like, but she'd be like the planner of everything. I wouldn't have to plan ish, and she would take care of it. And if anybody messed with me, she would be like the cool popular girl who's like, yeah, except for the fact I'm her friend, and then it would be like a
No,
whole
but that's the
silence
thing.
thing.
She's popular, but she's like
She
really
doesn't want
shy
to be
though.
popular. Sucrose definitely BFFs. She's shy, I'm shy. She's smart, I'm smart. I
Clumsy.
see myself in her 1,000% with the clumsiness. Chungyu, I just don't see that we have that much in common. He likes popsicles. I don't know if that's enough to like be
Maybe like a
friends.
friend. I don't know.
I'd say acquaintance. I wouldn't. I'd say hey, but I'm not inviting him to parties.
Noelle could be my maid.
Noelle, I wouldn't make her be my maid. I would clean up with her
Yeah.
because it's not her job. You know, it's not her job anymore. And yeah, I'd say we're definitely friends. Benny, best friends. He's so unlucky that I'd want to be friends with him.
So the luck goes on him and not me.
And so the unlucky, yeah, he kind of saved me from myself. Fischl, I think she's fake as fluff, and therefore I would just avoid her because she's like in her own little like
Princess in world.
princess world. Whether we're talking about real life or fantasy, she's just not my cup of tea.
Wife her up.
Ningguang, she gonna be going somewhere, so I'm gonna try to get somewhere romantically because money means a lot.
She has it all.
Yeah, well, I said if she became a real person, I just think she'd be like insta
How accessible would
politician.
be his friend?
I think he'd be very good to be an intellectual friend, and I could see him playing games as well, just vibing, chilling. Maybe some Minecraft though, like nothing too heavy.
Wife,
Um,
wife again.
Beto, definitely cosplay conventions with this one. Um, I feel like she'd cosplay hard. Jingling, definitely need a cook in my life. I am plus sized and not slowing down, so a, a friend who cooks, I will be your food taster best friend. Razor, you're just a good boy. We'd be friends for sure. Barbara, I personally don't really get down with the religion thing, so She'd be cool, maybe get a fist bump, but
That does not make sense.
not happening. Lisa, definitely friends. I've been friends with almost every librarian I've ever hung out with, just because I'm smart, they're smart. They like books, I like books. It works out. I'll return my
I love
books.
how
Just now, my thigh decided to cut me off, but yeah, I think Lisa would be cool with me. Kaya's too arrogant and cocky, would not hang out with. I'd actually be friends with Amber, but like distant friends. Like I got her number, but like she's the girl that like I sigh when she texts me, if you know what I mean. Like I'm like, oh, it's Amber, and then management's like, oh, it's Amber, and then we just both pretend we're sleeping. All right, so that was my mini game. We did our poll. We did everything we wanted to accomplish. Thank you guys for watching. Keep on crafting. Kittycraft out.